Hi, welcome back to Leaving the Lies and Telling Your Truth. We are now, for the first time ever, on part 4 with our interview, our talk, our chat with Norah. Norah, thank you again so much for taking the time out to speak to Melody and I about everything. It's just been so informative. When we left you, you were talking about how your education and how you really only had just about a 7th grade education. You were 17 and you were, finally able to go back into public school, but it was very difficult on you. I would just like to add one thing, if I may. I think, really, I have to give props to your mother. You are a very, very articulate young woman. You explain in such amazing detail. You use very good, listen to me, because I must not be that articulate. You use very explanatory words, explanation words. I don't even know if that's a real word. You're just very great at the way that you speak, the way that you hold yourself. Really, my hat's off. Melody and I discussed this before.
Yeah, we did.
Hats off to your mom and the job
absolutely.
that she was able to do.
Yeah, definitely. No, very, very descriptive. You can paint a vivid picture with your eyes when you tell a story, for sure.
Absolutely. Norah, so what are some triggers? What are some things you would like for people to understand about people that come out? What are some triggers? What are some things that just may irritate you?
Or that almost put you into a panic.
Yeah, there's one that comes to mind for sure about how they teach about how the world's going to end. They always say the nuclear bomb. There's going to be a nuclear bomb that drops on the whole world. The whole world's going to die and fry. Your flesh is going to melt. It's going to be a horrible, horrible death. You may not be able to breathe from the suffocation of all the air. There's so many ways that you could die, but the bombs dropping, definitely the number one. And I remember as a child, my mom actually had a law class that she had given out where the women do like law class on certain nights, teach the women. And she had brought out, I don't remember what it really was, but there's a movie that she had put a clip of the movie into her little class. And it was based off of the nuclear bombs. Mm. And I don't know if y'all have ever seen it. It's called, it's just what is it? A Terminator movie.
Yeah, I know the scene you're talking about.
Yes, where the bomb goes and the lady's holding on like to the fence and you can just see all of her flesh just melting and she's screaming in the fire. And that gave me nightmares because that really put it into perspective on like what's going to happen. Like you don't really think about it. You just think, I'll probably instantly die. But like when you see that, it just like makes you like, wow, that's what's going to happen to me. And so growing up, I just always, that was the worst thing. Well, then leaving, I, kind of put it behind me a little. It was still terrifying knowing that I wasn't at the House of Yahweh, because they say if you're at the House of Yahweh, you live on the grounds. That's the chosen safe place. Right. If the bombs drop, we're not going to really get it, which never made sense to me because they say you're going to die from it, but then they also say that that's the safe place. So I guess if you die there, maybe you're into heaven, but if you die somewhere else, you're not. I don't really know, to be honest. But
maybe it's like The Simpsons. They have a bubble.
That's what I always thought. But then it was like, you're still going to die from it. So confusion. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's not very logical.
Yeah. It doesn't make much sense. But we even had a room in our house, like dedicated to plastic. The whole room, plastic. The floors, the ceiling, the whole room. And we'd have gas masks in there. We had bought gallons of water. We had snacks like granola bars, stuff that would last a while, protein stuff. my mom actually used to can fruit. She would do canned like suction where you can never even open it for years, you know?
Right.
She would do fruit and all types of stuff. So just in case if the world ended, we would have food, or if something were to take place and we couldn't go to the store, we had food. So it's always like the doomsday, you know, something's going to happen, be prepared. So leaving, to this day even, you know, you don't necessarily think about it all the time, but you do kind of think like, I wonder if that was true when they said, if I'm not there, I'm not going to make it, you know? It kind of in the back of your head. And then, you know, if I'm just in my house or at a store or driving or anywhere, and a plane just happens to fly over, and you know how a plane can be super loud, it always triggers me, and I get anxiety so bad to this day, thinking, "Oh my God, is it the day? It's finally happening, you know, like, oh my God, I'm finally gonna die from those nuclear bombs." Wow. And I live kind of close to where the House of Yahweh is.
Right.
So I always think, you know, what if they bomb only the House of Yahweh and I'm outside of it and I'm going to get like the ricochet of it. And it just haunts me. Everything haunts me about that.
Wow.
So that's definitely a trigger, hearing an airplane, which sounds so like, what, you know, but.
I get it.
And yeah, I'm sure to normal people it's like, huh? But like to us, it's like, no, it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. So
yeah.
I know some other women have a problem with this. I'm just going to ask you: was with COVID, was wearing the mask, was that a trigger for you? Was that difficult for you to do that because of growing up in the House of Yahweh with having to wear the veils?
Definitely. It feels like I finally got out of having to do that, and now I'm almost like right back in it. It's almost like, it's definitely weird, but it makes you feel like almost at times like, oh, don't let a man see you, but it's like just a joke kind of, you know?
Right.
But yeah, it definitely is. And then too, you know, I live close by. I live in the same town, actually, obviously. So
right.
I go to a store nearby and I see House of Yahweh people wearing the veils. So then it really kind of makes it real, because it's like, oh, she's wearing a veil. She's wearing like a full Muslim, you know, the veil.
Right.
Not just a face mask. Because in the House of Yahweh, the men wore masks, the women wore the veils. So it does trigger with the masks, but when you see a veil, it really, like, in person, you know, you haven't seen that in years, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Another thing that this is off topic, but like another thing that always like makes me like, it's just weird, is seeing people that I knew growing up. Like I knew them, and just seeing them walking around the store like you don't know them is the weirdest feeling. Oh. Even though I have never I've talked to them in years, you know, they may not even really know who I am. I was like 9, but like I used to look up to those people, and like I just always see them and I'm like, wow, like I can't even say hi. I mean, I could, but it would just be so awkward, you know?
Right.
Because they're still in the house, or they're out?
Because they're still in the house. Because they still are, you know, it's not the person, it's, you know, the lifestyle that they live to where they can't talk to me. I see one of my friends that I used to know, I was friends with her for years when I was there, and I would see her and it would just be like, oh, there she is. Like, you know, like, hurry up and get in my car. Like, she would always like hurry up and leave, and I'd be like, dang. And I would be like, oh, I don't want to see her, because then she'd probably feel weird. Because I remember, you know, just knowing, like, from even my parents, when they would see someone in the store that had left, or if we would go to a store and see someone that left, it was like awkward. You cannot talk to them. You couldn't even be like, hey, how's it going? Nothing. Which was our normal. But you would think that, like, oh, just go say hi. No one's around to stop you. But it's the fact that, like, you just can't. It's weird, but you can't. Right. I remember one of my friends that had left, we weren't allowed to talk. And my parents were more strict on a lot of things, especially my dad. And so I had my little phone, and we actually got her number, and we would three-way. So, like, I would have, my friend would call her on her phone and three-way me in so we could secretly talk, because we didn't want my parents to see it on the phone bill. It was like just little things, you know. It would be, you would think, well, you're just talking to your friend. But since she left, it was no.
Oh, right.
I knew her just yesterday, and now I don't.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
is
No,
very
that's and it's awkward on both sides, really, because the thing is once you leave and you encounter people that you know are still in, there's this awkwardness of what could I say? What shouldn't I say? Should I say hello? Like, I saw Autumn once after I had left and she was still in. And I was just so grateful that she agreed to see me. But then I was scared. Well, what can I say? What can I not say? What might trigger her, or what's going to upset her? And I don't want to say the wrong thing to where she'll never see me again. And so it was this whole other stress because I knew the environment she was living in, and I knew that there were certain things that if I said them, it could cause her to cut me off, and I didn't want to lose that contact. So I felt like I was walking on eggshells, just even though I got to see her, which I'm so grateful you let me come see you. But we had a secret
what she
meeting.
didn't find out until years later, what she didn't find out is if she would have said to me, "Get in my car, I'm taking you now," I wouldn't have thought twice. But on the flip side of that, I didn't want to say to her, "Mel, take me with you," because I didn't want her to look at me. Because in my mind, this is what she was thinking. Why are you still here? Why didn't you leave in the first place? Why do you still believe? Why? I thought she was going to call me, quote unquote, dumb. So I was on eggshells also because I didn't know how. I had been told for years and years, she thinks I'm stupid and that I'm evil and that, I'm dying anyway.
And I also knew your parents were still there, so it was hard for me because of that too, because I was like, well, she'd have to leave her whole family. It's not like it's just it's easy for her to just walk the door. Kind of like your family, Menorah. You had, aunts and uncles and cousins there. So it wasn't like when your mom and dad left, it wasn't like everybody left at the same time. It was not like everybody left and all your aunts and uncles and your whole family left. So it does put you in a very awkward position, and really I think it feels that way for both people. The people that are still there and the people that have left. It's a weird, awkward feeling.
Yeah. My sister-in-law is still there, and my brother's kids are semi there, and my sister-in-law's there. So I see them sometimes, often, and it's like you want to be like, come on, just, like it's so easy, but at the same time you can't, because it's just, they don't want to hear that negativity, because in their mind, that's what they believe. Right. So it's like, you just have to, how's it going? I just want you to know I care about you. And if you ever do leave, I'm here. And
right.
We are welcoming you with open arms anytime you need anything. So that's one thing I do want to say, if anyone ever is thinking I could never leave because, they may not care. They may think, oh, she's still in the House of Yahweh and, oh, whatever. Or, they may think the last time I talked to her wasn't very nice or something. It's like, I don't even remember that. No, it's like, we just want you to live your best life. And, it's not there. But like I told my best friend when she left, I had to show her, like, look, it's not that bad. You're not going to die as soon as you walk out your door. You don't have to live in fear. I mean, even sometimes my parents to this day, it's like, well, what if this happens? What if we go and then this and this? I'm like, what if you have a nice time? It's like, we can't live like, what if? We have to, because then it's like, well, what if I did do that? What would this be? It's like, if it's not going to cause harm, it's like, so that's what I had to tell my best friend before she left. I was just like, look at this, look at your aunts and uncles you don't know, or look, you don't want to go living your life not knowing them and then something happen, or, you just have to just welcome them. And I always said to him, like, you could leave right now and you will come with us. I don't care what my dad says, what my mom says, you're coming. I will sneak you in my room. I will bring you food. I don't care.
Love it.
Hey,
Menorah, let me ask you a personal question. What are you doing now with your life? What's going on with Norah now at the age of
24, about to be 25.
Okay.
Yeah. I am a dental assistant. I finished high school and went to school to be a dental assistant, so I love that. Wow. But now I kind of want to change my career, so I'm going to college to be a nurse.
Wow.
It always freaks me out. Yeah. It always freaks me out because I went from like nothing in a cult, no really schooling to like want to pursue college. And I just always thought I could never do college, but I'm like, I'm going to do it.
Well, good for you. That's awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is. Yeah. And then that really speaks volumes to your inner strength.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, and that's an inspiration really to anybody that's recently come out or anybody that's thinking about coming out, to thinking, well, I can't do it because I'm too far gone and I would have to start over. And you can do it. It may take some time and effort, but you can do it. And I think that's inspiring. That's going to be inspiring to people. How can it not be? I mean, I'm in awe. I'm in awe.
Yeah, I always say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And the pain that you go through will definitely make you stronger. And at the time, it seems like you're dying and your world's ending, but really, it's just beginning. And you may be 13, 14, 20, 30, 40, whatever, but just we have so many examples of how we have our own little community of people that have left that you can see firsthand that have come so far. And if anyone that is watching that ever needed a hand in anything, there are so many of us that would, I feel like I can speak for most of us that have left, that would definitely be at the drop their hat and just go right then and there, or if they didn't have that much and they had only a little, to give you that little bit to start something. So never think that you're alone. Even if you feel alone, you're never alone. And you can do anything you put your mind to do, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And I would like to add, if I may, Norah, to what you just said, because you just inspired me with how you are. It doesn't matter who you are, who you were, or who you may be now in the house, or what you may have done. She said this a few minutes back. I don't remember the negative, but all I do remember is that if you need help, I'll be there. And I, like Norah just said, can speak for a lot of people that have left. Just leave, as we have said before in other shows, leave a Purple Heart.
Yep.
Let us know.
Private message.
Norah has said, I'm right down the road. I mean, let me tell you something about this young lady. She went Facebook Live on the feast grounds. Let me tell you, Norah, I never tell my age, but you almost killed me. I was like, what is she doing? What is she doing? What is she doing? I still can't follow the whole thing through because I kept having to fast forward. So, I mean, guys, she's got you. She's got you.
I'm not scared.
Yeah, we saw that. We were scared for you.
Yeah.
I'm guessing when your mom watched that, she was scared for you.
Yeah. She said, don't ever do that again.
I bet she would. I would have said the same thing.
I can actually picture her mom saying it just like that. Don't ever do that again. Because she's just so ladylike. Yeah. Her mother should have been born in the South. I mean, the deep South. Just so ladylike. Oh, bless it.
Yeah.
I love it. Norah, I want to thank you so very much for having the strength and the courage to volunteer to come and speak to us and to speak the truth.
Yeah.
Especially your truth, a truth that, young lady, quite honestly, I got to tell you, I'm not your mother. I'm no relation to you, but I am super proud of you and the example you set with what some people may feel shame or guilt about. You said, no, this took place. This is why this took place. And they don't have a hold of me anymore.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you for setting that example. That speaks volumes for the example you were raised with. I appreciate that.
Oh, agreed, 100%.
Yeah, I just want everyone to know, like you said, no matter where you come from, no matter what you do, what you did, it doesn't matter once you leave. You have a whole new fresh start.
Yep.
And you can do so much. There's so many opportunities and so many things to do out here that you don't even know. You don't even realize the jobs, just the things, the fun you can have.
Yep.
And you're not gonna die, you're not gonna burn in hell. If you want to go out and watch a movie in a movie theater, that is perfectly okay. That is a thing to do. I never even knew that. I have naturally curly hair, like curly. When I figured out what a straightener was,
I'm dead. I'm dead.
I was just like, what is this trick? What is this trickery? Is this magic? What is this? Like, I never knew that existed. I was just
I
like,
love
this
it.
is amazing. And makeup, like I was, what is this? Like nail polish, like you can wear the color red and you look beautiful wearing red, by the way.
Thank you.
I told you, Meryl, red suits you from the mountain babes.
Oh, that's funny. You said, Autumn, you did say the same thing earlier. I appreciate it. So, we thank you so much for coming on the show, Menorah. We have so enjoyed speaking with you, and I have to totally agree with Autumn 100%. You are an inspiration to me and to anybody watching. I'm sure that your parents have to be very proud of you. I'm sure they are, because you've grown to be such a well put together, articulate, intelligent, self-motivated.
Yes.
I can't even talk. See, I'm so flustered. Really, it's very awe-inspiring, and I'm so glad that you came on and spoke with us. And we have a 4-part interview, but it needed to be. It needed to happen.
Part 5.
So.
We will definitely have the wonderful Menorah back with us on some new additions we'll be adding this new year.
And we'll talk about that in another episode.
Yes.
So, okay,
thank you for having me. This was very fun and nice to get off my chest. And
good. I hope it was therapeutic for you. That's really what we want to do, is give people a platform to tell their story. And I think it can definitely play a part in your healing process. And I'm glad that you're feeling that this is doing that for you too. So thank you so much, ladies. Thank you, especially you, Menorah. And you have a wonderful day. Bye, ladies.
All right. Bye. Thank you.